Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Allie.
And this is the But Have You Tried Bookshelf.
Here we are.
Unearth a Story.
Unearth a Story.
It's been an active summer reading program so far, I think.
It has.
It's
Yeah.
been nice seeing the dino footprints. Allie and I painted dino footprints up the main walkway, and they're a real crowd pleaser.
Absolutely. Everyone loves them.
I feel like I've had a busy couple of weeks in terms of movies and books and things. How about you?
I feel like I've had a busy couple of weeks in terms of my life and
Yeah.
therefore light in
Yeah.
terms of movies and things.
Gotcha.
That's kind of
Okay.
how that trade-off
Well,
goes.
because I did try to
unfortunately.
convince you and your husband to come to Supergirl with us.
Yeah.
And you did not.
Well, at the time you texted me, I had like literally just gotten out of bed.
I should have known.
And I was like, I was like doing the calculations. I was like, can we get there, watch the movie, and get back before
Right.
this other thing happens? And I was like, probably not if we want to like eat regular meals and like
I
accomplish
respect the
anything in the
process.
house.
I respect the process. Well, so let's start with movies because I did see Supergirl.
How was it?
I liked it a lot. And I'm watching like all the numbers just like tank and like reviews not being good. And I'm puzzled by this. I
I'm
mean,
convinced
obviously,
that it's
yes.
because of sexism.
Well, yes. Yeah.
because I
mean,
feel like
that's-
every time there's like a woman headlined superhero movie, this is just what happens. This
Yeah.
is just like no one goes to see it, and everyone's like, "Wow, it's the worst." Can you believe a
Yeah.
woman?
Well, except, I mean, Captain Marvel made over $1 billion. And
Yeah,
Wonder
but
Woman was
everyone
also-
complained about it
Everyone did complain about it. Yeah, you're right.
for no
You're
reason.
right. And The
Unfounded.
Marvels was great. It was like
Yeah.
one of the best things the MCU has done in the last decade or
I
so.
know.
In that, so I don't know. I'm disappointed about those numbers, and I hope that it's not discouraging people. I'll say also, in the lead up to Superman, there were action figures and toys and plushies.
Well,
and
and,
I mean,
like,
it was unescapable.
Wasn't there like a Daily Planet front page newspaper on like
Oh, I
the
think-
New York
yeah.
Times
Yes, there
or something
was.
like
Yeah.
that? That
You're
was
right.
pretty cool.
You're right.
That was some clever advertising.
Yeah, but there was nothing for Supergirl. We saw the movie, and afterwards, I was like, we should go get go get an action figure or something. So I took my son to the store. Nothing.
Wow.
Couldn't find a single thing. At Five Below, I found one poster from the movie, and that was literally the only thing related to the movie.
That's
And I'm
so
like,
depressing.
well, I think, yeah. And then I went online afterwards and was looking it up just to see what was available. And KFC, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, had a Supergirl like kids meal, and the bag clips on there were going for like $20 and $30 because it was
Huh.
the only.
Because that's the only thing.
Yeah, it's like literally the only Supergirl.
Why
flag.
did they just like? I mean, I know the answer to this is
Yeah.
also sexism.
Yeah.
But like, why would you just like put zero effort into
I
like
have no idea.
marketing and like
Yeah.
making merch for something
Right.
like that?
I mean, is it just to be like, well, we tried to make one of your girl movies and it failed, so I guess
yeah,
back
maybe
to the
it's like,
you know,
oh look, it didn't work because
Yeah.
we didn't even try.
yeah. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Frustrating.
And honestly, I mean, I rewatched the Superman movie as we discussed, and it did
Yes.
not raise my opinion of it. And so I wasn't going in with a lot of expectations, true, but like I just thought it was fun. I thought she was good as Supergirl. I thought it was an interesting story.
Mhm.
I have read the graphic that it's loosely based on. It was never really a favorite of mine, but I thought this movie was good. I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
would-
well,
I
I'm
mean, I
excited
think-
to see it.
yeah.
Although I did like the Superman
I know
movie
you
and
did.
you didn't, so
Yeah.
now I'm concerned. I'm like, because you like this, am I not gonna? I think I probably will like it, but like, there's a small part of my mind
Yeah,
that's like,
It's possible. I mean, they're completely different movies.
that's fair.
Like totally different movies. So I feel like the Supergirl movie was a lot more focused. Like it had a thing that it was doing and it did it. Whereas Superman was like monkeys, this internet trolls, and now Godzilla's here and Metamorpho. You know, it was like enough. You know, and I felt like this was just like woo. So I liked it a lot. I would see it again. And I also really liked Superman's not in it a ton, but he is in it.
Mhm.
And I felt like he was really good in that as well. I don't have a
Nice.
beef with him. You know, if that first Superman movie had been more of that Lois and Clark scene, I feel like everybody pretty universally likes that scene.
Yeah.
Like whether you like the movie or not,
Well,
everybody
it's good,
likes
and
that scene.
and like the casting for them is phenomenal, and I
Yeah.
feel like their dynamic is really good.
But that's the only place it's tested, you know? And then
Yeah.
later in that movie where they have like their big climactic kiss, I'm like, that doesn't feel earned. What are we doing? Anyway, we don't have to get into the Superman movie.
But also, I feel like it's Lois and Clark. Like, I don't know if you really need to earn a kiss between Superman and Lois Lane. Like that's
I think you
there's
do,
like
though.
decades of
there
of
is
preparation for that.
There is, but not within that world. It's like the 2008 Star Trek movies. Have you watched those? The J.J. Abrams, Chris Pine, Zach Quinto.
I don't think so.
Doesn't matter. The
Wait,
point
is one of those First Contact?
No, those are next
Okay.
generation movies. I'm talking about Star Trek, Star Trek Into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond.
No.
Ooh, I'll have to put that on the list because I
I
love
don't
those
think.
movies. But the Kirk and Spock relationship in that just kind of jumps to what you know from the show. And it's like, but that doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like we're
Mhm.
starting fresh in this, and that's how I feel. I feel like the Superman Lois relationship in Man of Steel is much more jarring because it doesn't even feel like they're doing a romance.
Right.
And then they kiss, and it's like, what? But even so,
Well, I don't know.
I
I
don't
thought
like
it
that
was
movie.
fine.
Okay.
And I don't know what
I
your
thought it
problem
was
is.
fine. No, I thought it was fine. I just didn't, it didn't speak to me. Whatever. I also watched some stupid things. One of those is The Last Sharknado. It's about time.
Is it called The Last Sharknado, or is it just the...
The full title is The Last Sharknado, It's About Time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's Sharknado 6.
Okay.
So every year, my friends Steve and Kendra and I watch one of these movies for Shark Week, and we're glad to be done. We've done it 6 years in a row, and we're like,
that's
no
a
more.
lot. That's a lot.
They're just, it's like you think they're going to be fun, and then they're not,
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard a lot of people speak with fondness about Sharknado, but like in a it's so bad it's good kind of way.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a fine line between it's so bad it's good and it's so bad this isn't even enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Well, what we were talking about was it sort of felt like the first one. They were trying to make like a B movie, like a schlocky B movie, but still
Mhm.
like a movie. And it's like everything after that, they seem like they've been trying to make a Sharknado movie. And so it's almost like too self-referential, like it's too
Gotcha.
meta, to the point that it's not really fun. And then I'm sad to report that we watched Gene Hackman in The Conversation, my wife and my brother and I. And this is supposed to be, it's like, oh, it's one of the greatest movies ever. Just didn't get it. We all were just like, this, I've never been this bored in my life. I think it's something about the time. Like, I think maybe because it came out like right post Watergate, and it's about a guy who is paid to like surveil this couple. And he starts coming up with all these, like in his head, he's thinking it means this. But it's all very, very low key in a way that I feel like is kind of a you had to be there sort of thing.
Yeah. I
I
can
don't
see
know
that.
if you've seen Gene Hackman and stuff. Do you know Gene Hackman?
I know that name.
He's Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies.
Okay,
you've
I
seen
saw
those.
one of those.
Okay, there you
back
go.
in the day.
There we go. We did it. But he's kind of famous for his dialogue, and this character had essentially no dialogue, so we were all
That seems
a little
unfortunate.
head scratchy again. But I just want to circle back around and say that I loved Supergirl because I don't want to have everything too low key.
That's fair.
Okay.
No. Do you think you and I personally can just go to see Supergirl so many times it'll fix the box office?
Yeah, let's try it. Have you seen Super 8 though? J.J. Abrams,
No, I don't think
2011,
so.
sort of a sci-fi Spielbergy sort of movie. Okay. Well, I hadn't watched that since 2011, and we watched it over the weekend, and it holds up. It's good. I think you'd enjoy it. I was surprised by how Stranger Things it is,
Oh,
having come out so long before Stranger
That's fair.
Things. And I was saying,
I
like,
guess
we were
80s
watching it.
nostalgia is 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, I guess so. But it just, I mean, even like, because it's an alien thing, and
Mhm.
like, even. I know that's more of like creatures in Stranger Things, but like the creature.
But I feel like it's
very
alien. The
similar.
vibes are very
Yeah, the vibes
alien
are,
of the
yeah.
creatures in Stranger
But I
Things.
was kind of surprised that more is not made of that comparison. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
that's really interesting.
Yeah. All right. That's it for me in movies. How about you?
I tried really hard to remember if I watched more than one movie this last month.
Okay.
And I couldn't remember anything other than one that I know for sure I watched, which is that we rewatched the Fantastic Four First Steps movie with
that's
my
good.
family over the weekend.
That's good.
And it was still so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't rewatched it, but every time I'm reminded of that movie, I'm like, yeah, that was good.
I know. This is definitely
Yeah.
one of my favorite Marvel movies
Yep.
of the last era and maybe just ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The aesthetics are so distinct.
Yep.
And I feel like they do a good job nailing the Reed Richards is kind of a problem, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just okay, why is this man here? But
Yeah.
I definitely feel like this was I can see how this guy would be annoying at times, but
Mhm.
also someone you'd enjoy being friends with at
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, it's
It's just-
really no complaints. I love the representation of the Silver Surfer, like the way she's presented in that. I
Mhm.
think is super cool. Yeah, I'm still surprised that I was like Superman, but Fantastic Four, greatest superhero
I know.
movie of.
Well, I
you know.
I also think that I went into Fantastic Four with literally zero expectations, so I
Right,
think that probably did help my watch of it. But even so, this time around, I rewatched it knowing this is one of my favorite movies that I've seen in the last few years,
Yeah.
and it was still really good. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, good. I'm glad it held
Everyone
up.
has to watch it. That's
But that's
all
it?
I've got to say.
In the last
That's the only
month,
thing I
you
could
watched one movie.
remember.
Okay.
That I watched as far as movies.
Okay. You just outdoors a lot? What are you doing? Just working
Yeah.
on the house? Okay.
Yeah, just listening
Just
to
sitting outside in a
audiobooks.
floppy hat.
Well, the other thing is like the main time we usually watch movies is like when we're like doing our Friday night movie night with my family.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just watch TV shows instead. But in the last month, we went to a Friday wedding and did not do our
Right,
movie night.
right.
It was a lot of fun. And even though we had not met my friend's fiance previously, we all approved and were reassured when it was revealed in the bridal party speeches that he's also a pyromaniac. We were like,
Oh.
okay, perfect.
Okay. That's a twist, but all right.
And I also went roller skating with friends on a Friday instead
That's
of doing a
right.
Friday movie.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
which was
That
really
looked
fun.
like a good time. That
And
looked like a good time.
my ankles didn't know what to do with themselves afterwards,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Huh.
every time I roller skate, it's been so long, but all my muscles are like, what?
Yeah.
This isn't how we
Yeah.
move.
That's like swimming. It's like once I swim again, I'm like, oh, right.
Exactly.
I have muscles in my back.
Yep.
So, okay.
Yep.
All right. What about television shows?
Television shows. We were watching a little of the Spider Noir show with my family, and we are
Yeah.
still making progress on that.
Okay.
I started watching with my husband the Legally Blonde prequel show Elle.
Right. You were telling me about that. Okay.
Which, like, I've seen a lot of promo stuff for this.
Yeah.
And I've been, like, simultaneously curious, but also, like, what's the plan here?
Right.
Like, how is this going to work as a prequel show? We're, like, 2 or 3 episodes in, and I'm still not sure the answer to the question of how this is going to work as a prequel show. But it has been pretty fun
Yeah.
so far, so I don't know. I'm not inspecting it too deeply for, like, plot holes or anything, and I'm
Right.
just kind of, like, I'm letting it play out. I'm trusting
Yeah.
the process.
I'm trying to think if there's ever been a time where people were like, oh, yeah, make a prequel. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know? I can't think of one.
I mean, I guess they already made, like, 2 sequels, so maybe they're like, well, we've done enough of that.
Yeah, I guess.
I've never seen those. I really should, because I love the original movie so
Oh.
much.
Yeah. I don't know. As we were sorting the book sale, we had this conversation, and I still have not sussed out whether or not I have watched one of those movies start to finish.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
fair.
is Luke Wilson in that, or am I making that up?
I don't know.
You don't know who Luke Wilson is.
What is he? What's his face? What does he look like?
He looks like Owen Wilson, but has brown hair.
Maybe. Maybe. That's a solid maybe
Let's
to
see.
me.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is in it.
Is he the, like, law school older dude? Like, the upperclassman that she makes friends with?
I mean, that sure feels right.
What's the name of the...
That's what I'm
of the
trying
part.
to figure out. Emmett Richmond.
Okay, yeah, that's, like, the
Okay.
upperclassman dude.
All
that
right.
she
So there you
meets.
go.
But yeah, I really should watch those other 2. I guess I never did because I was always afraid that they'd be bad. But now that I'm watching this prequel that, like, who knows what quality it's going to be.
Isn't there just one sequel and then like a side thing?
I thought there were 2 sequels,
feel like
but I
there's a-
haven't investigated this
Okay.
super thoroughly.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so there's Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde. And then there is a stage musical, and then there's a direct-to-video spin-off called Legally Blondes, which I think Reese Witherspoon was still, like, involved in or
Okay.
something.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
We've solved it. But yeah,
Yeah.
every time I'm like in a situation in my life where like things are hard and I need to persevere, I like think about that movie and I'm like, if Elvis
Yeah.
can go to law school, I can deal with this problem.
Well, you are very pink and blonde
I
today.
am very pink and blonde today. I know. I realized this like as I was leaving the door. I was like, oh no, I'm just like cosplaying
Yeah.
Elle from Legally Blonde.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I was gonna wear a teal shirt, but then I put it on and it did not match with
Didn't
my
work.
skirt, so
Okay.
I had to go
We're
full
both
pink.
rocking pink. We're both very
I
pastel.
know.
Couple of Easter eggs. All right. Is that it for TV?
I also watched the first episode of the show Off Campus, which is like one of those hockey romances that's been popping off.
Oh.
It was pretty
okay.
fun.
All right.
I'll probably watch more, but then I got busy watching
Al.
the Elle show. So
Okay.
I was going to watch Veronica Mars, and I went to go to Netflix to watch it, and we're like locked out of our Netflix account
Oh,
on our
no.
PlayStation because they think that we're traveling or we're someone else
Yeah.
or whatever. And
That's
I
a
was like,
bummer.
I don't want to fix this right now. I'll just find something else to watch.
Yeah. You can't get locked out of a DVD. That's all I'm
I
saying.
know,
You know,
it's
physical
true.
media.
It's
Physical
true.
media. So we were just talking about Luke Wilson. I've been watching Stick, which stars Owen Wilson, they're brothers. And in it, Owen Wilson plays like a washed up pro golfer who finds this like teenager-ish who's kind of like a golfing phenom, and so he sort of gets his life together in an attempt to coach him in a way to kind of like get back on track. And it's fun. I don't know anything or care at all about golf, and that really hasn't been a problem so far.
Well,
like I
good.
understand the
I like a nice, accessible.
yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen the Owen Wilson movie Midnight in Paris?
Oh sure,
That's like my main Owen Wilson association.
that's
and
a
I
good
do
one.
love that
Well,
movie.
and also, I mean, we're just talking. He's Lightning McQueen in the Cars
Oh,
franchise. So.
I don't Like, I definitely knew that information, but I think I had mentally
Ka-chow!
blocked that out.
Yeah, that's him.
What a man.
Yeah, Renaissance man.
Yeah.
I finished a show called Widow's Bay, which is, I don't think I've ever watched something that so successfully straddled this line of horror and comedy. And not comedy in like a slapsticky kind of way. It's just like the people are funny and the way they are reacting to these crazy things are very real and so sort of funny. Like something crazy supernatural happens. They're just like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of like, ah. But it's cool. It's set on this island and it's sort of Jaws-esque in that like he really needs tourism, and so there's this impending doom, but the mayor guy is like, no, we still need the tourists, so we got to push forward. It pulls a lot of things from like, oh, that's kind of like The Shining, or oh, you know, that's sort of like Midnight Mass or whatever. It just is a really successful I mean, it's funny. It's like a laugh out loud funny. I think it was nominated for Emmys in the comedy category, which I get, but
that's cool.
I think you could handle it. I don't know if you would purposely choose to watch it, but
That's
I don't
fair.
think it would. I don't think it would scare you too much. What about books? What about books and such?
Books. Well, I finished reading The Librarians, which I think I was reading last time.
I feel that we discussed this, yes.
And that was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I also read a book called Portrait of a Thief by Grace Dilly. And my sister recommended this to me like years ago. She was like, this is an amazing book. You have to read it. And I was like, for sure, I'm going to. And it's been like, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years. And I finally did. And it was really good. She recommended it to me for a reason.
Okay, you finally got there.
But it's like a heist book. And I feel like I don't know, it did some fun things with the heist genre, and like the character interactions were really good.
Yeah.
It was just a great time. I've also been kind of on an Emily Henry kick. I read Book Lovers, Happy Place, and Great Big Beautiful Life.
Are those connected in any way, or just the same author?
Just the same author, I think. Nothing has happened that has felt like a...
I feel like a lot of times, like with Dylan Newton's books, for example, it's like it doesn't matter what you read, but it's like sort of the background is sort of populated with similar people, and somebody who's a minor character and one is a major character.
Yeah, I've definitely read other authors who have done that, and it's usually like fun to me if there's like someone mentions someone. Yeah. They're like, oh, my neighbor who lives down the hall, and it's like whatever, someone from a previous book. I haven't noticed anything like that, but it's possible that I just haven't. Okay. I just haven't noticed it yet.
Stephen King is like the king of that. Like he's so always there's references to other books.
That's funny.
Did you have a favorite of the three?
Definitely Book Lovers.
Book Lovers. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good time.
All right. I finished a round of books as well. I read Whistler by Ann Patchett. Have you read Ann Patchett? I feel that I've asked you this before. Okay.
The name is like so deeply ingrained into my head that I feel like I have, but I don't think I in reality have.
I love The Dutch House there is one of my all-time favorites. And it's just a great book, but also the audiobook is narrated like expertly by Tom Hanks. It's just so good. So I read that. I read one called Commonwealth by her. And Commonwealth was I was like, whatever about it. But Dutch House is like, in my top 10 of all time. And so I read this one called Whistler. And it's about this woman who has, I want to say in her 50s. And she sees this man, and it turns out that he was briefly her stepfather at a really like pivotal time. And they haven't seen each other since she was 9 years old. The story unfolds like both in real time and in flashbacks, and they were in this car accident, and things that spun out of this car accident sort of changed the course of both of their lives. And so she sort of doles out what actually happened in the car accident and the aftermath, but it's really just sort of about family, I guess, and sort of found family. And I don't know, it really worked for me. I liked it quite a lot. I would still put Dutch House above this, but I thought this was really good. Just a very like literary and also emotional kind of book.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was good. I read one called Palace of the Crow by Ray Naylor, and this is like a split narrative, I want to say 4, and it's set during sort of the aftermath of World War II, and there's a not really supernatural element, but a thing with crows, like the different people are interacting with these crows, and the crows are sort of like helping them. It's hard to explain, and I think it's hard to explain in part because it just didn't quite work.
Fair enough.
And that was one where the dueling narratives also sort of, sometimes that can just be difficult to follow, if it's not laid out right. And there was something about the time in between, and sometimes you'd read it and it would be like, March. And then the next time you'd read it and it would be like January. And you'd be like, wait, okay, so this is 2 months earlier.
Oh, that is confusing.
It's just too tight. I don't know. I just found it kind of a chore to try to keep it straight in my head for a story that has been done. So
yeah. I feel like multiple narratives is tricky because sometimes it's fantastic because you're like,
oh yeah,
seeing the characters from each other's points of view and like, I don't know, just like fun things like that. And sometimes it's like, I don't know, you're like, you keep wanting to go back to one character and every time it's the other character, you're like, oh, I guess I have to get through this chapter.
Yeah. I also think it's like if one of those is slightly unbalanced or like it favors one character, I start to feel like, all right, this is the real parts of the book and this is like the deleted scenes from the DVD,
Also, if it's like different times, like if it's like, oh, the grandmother, her present, and then like the granddaughter, her present or whatever, I'm almost never not annoyed by that. Like one of them always feels more interesting to me than the other one. And I'm always like, why are we doing all this backstory?
I hate when it's just a date. Like when you start the chapter and it's like 1942 and then the next time it's like 1949. I'm just like, wait
what is happening?
What was which? Is this one the 40? You have to be like really specific, but
that's fair.
That was the thing that got on my nerves. And I read The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood.
Woof.
Ugh. I have read, we did this for a book club years ago and we were doing, there's a really great graphic novel of this, and it was like, choose, do you want to read the full book or do you want to read the graphic novel adaptation? And at the time I read the graphic novel, and so I knew the beats of the story. But I don't know. It's like when we read Animal Farm, and it's just like, how is this not written about right now? Or how is this not in reaction to the last 10 years? And that's what The Handmaid's Tale was, to the level that it was, unpleasant. It was an unpleasant journey. It was well written and really well structured, and it was always sort of understated in the horrors that it was, I've never read Margaret Atwood, period. So that was my introduction. But it's hard to say that I liked it, but I appreciated it, and I would be open to reading The Testaments, which is like the much later sequel. But I don't know. It's hard to recommend it. It's one of those where I feel like, everyone probably should read it, but are you going to have a good time? You will not.
Yeah, I've been kind of feeling like I need to read that for a long time, and every time I'm like, I know that this is going to be unpleasant, partly because of everything that's going on, and so I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, I need to wait for a time when I have the emotional bandwidth, and then I'm like, but am I ever gonna have the emotional bandwidth? I don't know. Sooner or later I feel like I just need to bite the bullet and do it.
I sort of want to just go out there and just like make all men read it. You know what I mean? Because like I think you and I would have very different experiences reading this book, but like it was just so upsetting to me. And it was also just so like, it just really doesn't take much imagination to see a world like that.
Yeah.
People want a world like that, and so it's really not some like, oh, wow, can you imagine? It's like, I can.
Yeah.
Bro, I really can. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just go around bullying weak men into
just like
reading
hand
The
out
Handmaid's
free
Tale.
copies of The Handmaid's Tale to men.
Yep. All right, I'll do it.
Just be on the street like, have you gotten a copy of The Handmaid's Tale yet?
Yeah. One of those like trench coats, I open it up, it's just paperback copies of The Handmaid's Tale. The left side, the right side.
See
is
anything you like?
Yeah. I'm gonna have a busy summer now, so I gotta get a trench coat.
Absolutely.
What are you currently reading? Did you tell me that?
I did not. I am currently reading. I think we talked about this last time. I'm still reading A Fairly Honorable Defeat by Iris Murdoch, for a like online book club that I'm doing.
Yes. And
it's really interesting. It's like most of the narrative has been primarily dialogue.
Oh. Okay.
And it's like it's gradually shifting away from that. There's gradually been more like narration. But I thought that was really cool from the get-go because it almost took me a minute to notice because it was clear enough from the dialogue what was happening that I was like, I had to go back and be like, wait, we haven't. Anyway, but it was a little bit the like not the opening chapters, but the like right after the opening chapters, I was slogging through a little bit, and we've now gotten to a point where it's like exciting, and I'm like, oh no, things are happening. So I'm very engaged in that.
Okay.
I'm listening to the audiobook of Alchemy and a Cup of Tea by Rebecca Thorne, which is the fourth book in the Can't Spell Treason Without Tea cozy.
So this isn't a
fantasy.
reread. You haven't read
No,
this
this is the first time I'm reading it.
Okay.
I didn't realize that the fourth one it was out until like recently.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either. Okay.
So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it a lot. I tried to read Heated Rivalry.
Oh. Okay.
And I was kind of bored, so I don't think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I haven't like officially turned in my Libby
yeah.
checkout for it yet, so there's a chance that I could go
Were you doing the audiobook or the ebook?
I was doing the audiobook, and I agree that the narrator
pretty bad
felt a little
yeah.
I don't know,
miscast.
Not the right vibe. Yeah, miscast, shall we say?
For sure.
But I don't know. That was also a situation where it like starts in ostensibly the present, but they're like not together.
Right.
And then it goes back like 7 years and is showing you like everything that's happened for the last 7 years. And I was like, let's get to the actual stuff. Like, why are we?
Yeah.
Why are we doing 7 years of backstory?
I mean, that's another good example of what we were talking about, because the primary characters in Heated Rivalry were background characters and game changers. So maybe if you were already sort of interested in them from having read Game Changers, that would help you like get over the hump there.
I could see that. Yeah. But I was just like, you're taking too long. I don't care about this.
Right.
Get where we're going.
Okay.
I am also reading Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, as we discussed.
Summer reading program. Unearth a story.
Unearth a story.
Okay. Are you liking it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
It reminds me. Some of the things remind me a lot of Miss Marvel, which I really.
Yeah.
Really like.
That's a
and I've
comparison.
seen those characters. I think it was in some like America Chavez comic I read maybe that they cameoed in.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
So the original Devil Dinosaur was like 70s. It was a Jack Kirby creation, and it was set in like a prehistoric world. And it ends kind of abruptly, and this sort of picks up from there. And those threads from the 70s original do come back in a later volume of that. But I don't know. I've always enjoyed that series. I was reading it as well for the summer reading program, and I read the last 2 volumes of that run. And they were fun, but that was right when the cartoon was coming out. Have you ever seen any of that?
I don't think so.
It's a cool, like the animation style is cool and the music is great. Like it's very music heavy, their soundtracks and everything. But I think they were in this place where it's like, okay, we don't want to upset the status quo because the cartoon is coming out. So it was very much like, all right, something small happens and something small happens. So there wasn't much to it. And there was a fun thing with the Fantastic Four towards the end, but I can't really complain about that series. It's a lot of fun. I like the original, and I've liked this reboot, and I just enjoy seeing those characters. It's such an absurd concept, Devil Dinosaur. But.
Yeah. Well, and pairing Devil Dinosaur with like this 9-year-old with opinions,
right?
Like that's just a really fun combination.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an arc where they start their minds start swapping. I don't know if that.
I haven't gotten to that.
All right, because that's a fun development as it goes along. Any other comics or webtoons that you're looking at these days?
No, I am gonna read that webtoon that you told me I should read, but I just haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, I think maybe I've only read the first 2. So
okay, well I'm not that far behind then, so that's good.
No, you can catch up. Let's see. So I read one that was new on Libby called Space Ghost. This is based on like the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, and they tried to do like a serious spin on it. I thought it worked pretty well. And then I read a new volume of Shazam by Mark Waid. I always have a soft spot for Shazam, and this was a pretty decent collection. And I finished Heartstopper.
Were you, without spoilers, were you satisfied with the ending?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a slow burn story anyway. I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting some like big dramatic
crazy
so no, I felt like it was decent. And that one I was trying to remember if I ever actually read it in book form or if I just read the webtoon the whole time. I think I just read webtoon all along.
Yeah, I feel like when you start one way, you have to
that
keep
makes
going
sense.
that way. Like I started Lore Olympus on webtoon, so I never read any of the books.
Yeah. I use the collections to like marking it on Storygraph and stuff. I use those markers to see where I was, keep track of where I was and everything. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And now it's over.
I know. I'm excited to read the last volume, but I need to go back and reread volume 5 because I don't remember it that well. I feel like 4 and 5 were a little like summary-ish. Like a lot of ground happened, but like without seeing a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like time jumps and stuff.
I went at least a year in between the last and the previous, and I was not lost at all. I think you could just dive right in, but
well, we'll see.
Whatever you think.
We'll see.
All right. Anything else in your life? Have you started Jurassic Park?
I have not.
Okay.
I will soon.
Yeah. You got 2 weeks?
I know.
What are your ambitions? How far are you going to get in the series?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't thought about that, but
Okay.
I really should.
Okay.
Does it stay good the whole time? Are some better? Like, how far is worth going?
I think the first one is like the most legit of a movie, and the second one is still pretty legit, but it takes some real goofy turns, which Eric and I will disagree on in the next episode.
Well, I better watch both of those so I'm prepared for the disagreements.
He's a big fan of The Lost World. He'll definitely want to talk about The Lost World. Jurassic Park 3, I think everybody kind of agrees, is like, all right, it's another movie with dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it takes some of the things from the first book that they hadn't adapted and put in there. It definitely has some fun moments, but it's less of a, like, this is cinema and more of like, what a romp with dinosaurs. Run, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really care for Jurassic World.
Fair enough.
I think Eric will disagree with that as well.
Aren't there multiple Jurassic World movies, though? Like,
There's a second. Yeah, there's a trilogy.
Okay.
There's basically 2 trilogies. And then there was the most recent, which is just a total, just its own thing.
Is that the one with
ScarJo?
Yeah, and Jonathan Bailey, I want to say.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I know this is an exaggeration, but it feels like every time I'm seeing a movie in theaters, there's some kind of Jurassic World or Jurassic something trailer playing.
I think that's true. If you wanted to watch the first 2 and then jump to the ScarJo one, you could also do that.
Well, I might do that because I like ScarJo.
You seem
and
like
I like
you were
Jonathan
interested
Bailey.
in
Well, we were in theaters and we saw the trailer and I realized that it was the 2 of them and I was like, that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
I sort of want to see that.
Right. Yeah, that one. Well, I don't know. There's a chance that maybe that would be the one that you'd like the most.
I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I have controversial opinions.
All right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have seen them all. I figure I should probably rewatch at least the first one before we record the episode. But
that's fair.
I haven't done it yet.
You gotta be fresh.
I haven't done it yet. There's dinosaurs everywhere in this library, so I feel like I'm immersed in our own personal Jurassic Park. So, you know, it's happening. And summer reading continues until the first week in August. So even if people haven't signed up, you can still come and sign up, win fabulous prizes, come to fun events. Allie's got too many teens doing tie-dyes.
I know. It's a blast over here.
Yep.
And people keep coming in and being like, is it too late to sign up? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
If you come in the last week and you're like, can I sign up? We'll sign you up.
The other day, Ashley, who's the children's librarian, was doing a program about making dino slime, like making slime and then having dinosaurs play in it.
That's cute.
She prepped for 10 because that's a decent guess.
Yeah, for sure.
And 30 individual children.
That's amazing.
So she's like, we have to make more slime. So fun problems to have. And you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Also, Tuesdays on the Terrace is starting up, so we'll have a
Yes.
different lunch on the back terrace. You don't have to register or, just first come, first serve. And there's some new restaurants coming this year, so that's exciting. Music on the Lawn every Thursday. Summertime
I
at
know.
the David A. Howe.
Summertime. So much going on.
Yeah. Anything else fun to report?
I don't think so.
All right, then we got to sign off if we're making this 4:30 showing a Supergirl. You and I have to save this movie.
We better go.
Yeah, okay. All right, see you later.